Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you, 21 minutes past the hour. Oh, fascinating. I just, how is America going to collapse if Hillary Clinton is elected president? It seems to me like things are going to get a lot better. Although a lot will depend on whether we take the Senate. Because if we don't take the Senate, you've got three senators now, John McCain, Ted Cruz, and most recently Richard Burr in South Carolina, who's running against Deborah Ross, the Democrat, in North Carolina, and, who has said, 4 years of no replacing Anthony Scalia on the Supreme Court. But we don't care about the rules of the game. We just play to win. We don't play by the rules. We just play to win. And, this has been the Republican shtick frankly, for quite some time, basically since the Nixon years. And the Republican Party, in my opinion, during the Nixon era became a quasi-criminal organization. Criminal is too strong a word, but let's say racketeering, influenced organization. And in fact, RICO laws have been, I believe, used against individual Republicans as well as the Republican Party, and certainly they're operating under this, court order not to do caging and things like that. I mean, it's just some nasty stuff. So what will happen if there's 38 policy proposals on Hillary Clinton's website? Good stuff. There's 7 of them over on Donald Trump's website. Yeah, let's repeal and replace Obamacare. Replace it with what? Good luck, Charlie. How's that? You get a bumper sticker. I don't know. Christie in Sun City West, Arizona. Hey, Christie, what's up?
Hi there. Currently sitting in Yuma, Arizona, Tom, where we just walked across the border to Algodones, Mexico, for the last 3 days for excellent dental and periodontal work. Americans flock across this border for prescriptions, dental work, glasses. Also, we spent the last 10 years out of the country in Mexico, Central America, and South America, where people go for all kinds of things, hip replacements. Everything is cheaper out of this country. And if Carl doesn't think Americans do this, he needs to come down here to Algodones and just sit at the border and look at the huge parking lot they've got that accommodates people for doing just what we did.
Amen, Christie. You put the perfect punctuation mark at the end of my commentary, because this is like, it shouldn't be a secret. This is something. I mean, the news has done stories about this, but yeah. You're absolutely right. More people come. More Americans leave the United States to get health care than come to the United States to get health care, and it's not even close. I mean, it's like hugely disproportionate. Right. And
this is average Americans.
That's correct.
Working class people that don't have this kind of coverage.
That's correct. And basically the only people who are coming to the United States to get health care are people who are coming for 5-star facilities where they can, literally rent the entire floor of a hospital and have an entire surgical team that just works for them and does nothing else. And, billionaires. And yeah, right. Okay, we've got a great healthcare system for billionaires in the United States. How does that help America? I just don't see it. And by the way, we're getting some competition. Dubai now has a healthcare center that they're trying to. Maybe you've seen the ads on TV. Come to Dubai. We've got this wonderful new hospital, and we do amazing work. And so they're trying to get the billionaire business both in the United States and around the world. So it's incredible. Christie, thanks for the call. Ron in Tempe, Arizona. Hey, Ron, what's on your mind?
Hey, Tom. Hey, listen, everybody's dancing around the reason the premiums are going up. And this is a Republican-created problem. In the 2015 Omnibus Bill, Marco Rubio inserted a rider that took away the risk corridors for the insurance companies.
That's right. I had totally forgotten about that. You are absolutely right.
Mentioning this needs to get out to every senior out there, anybody who's even thinking about voting for Rubio or any Republicans, because they're great for creating a problem, blocking the reason for when you try to correct the problem, then blaming somebody else, and then they'll say, hey, elect me. I'll get in there and I'll correct it using the same bull crap that started it in the first place.
Yeah. And for people who don't know what we're talking about, Ron, here's how it works. The idea of Obamacare was we're going to say to the health insurance companies, you have to take sick people that you refused to take before. You have to take people with pre-existing conditions that you refused to take before. And by the way, we're going to add a lot of people to your rolls who haven't had health care in years and years, and we're going to subsidize those folks so that you can make some money, but you're going to provide them with health care. And the health insurance company said, oh, wait a minute, you're going to be, at least in the first couple of years, you're going to be dumping on us people who are much sicker than the average because they haven't had health insurance, whether we've been refusing to give it to them or whether they just couldn't afford it. And so for the first few years, we need a little support. And part of Obamacare was to say to these health insurance companies, if you can't at least, make a reasonable profit on this business that we're requiring you to pick up, then we will compensate you for that. And that was called the risk corridor that you're talking about. And you're absolutely right. Marco Rubio stripped that out of Obamacare with a rider in the legislation last year that funded the government, the final funding of the government. And so those subsidies are no longer available to the insurance companies, and so the insurance companies are raising their rates to make up for it. You're absolutely right. This was a Republican-created, specifically a Marco Rubio-created problem, and the Republicans are playing it for all it's worth, and the media does not talk about it. This should be top of mind for everyone. Ron, thanks so much for the reminder, and thanks so much for watching Free Speech TV. We'll be back. It's 28 minutes past the hour.